Click the first link in the description for the best Ask Reddit content. Today I fucked up by saying Uranus on the phone with a Delta rep. So this happened yesterday, but my wife and I were supposed to be flying to Florida for vacation this morning. We were going to be meeting our brother and sister-in-law as well at the condo, and riding back with them. So we just got one-way tickets. Our connecting flight was already delayed, and we couldn't figure out why. And it dawned on both of us, so the hurricane coming in. So trying to be smart, we called Delta Airlines to try and get a refund. As we are talking, they asked for our confirmation number. And here is where I F up. As I'm readying the confirmation number, I say M as in Marty, Z as in Zach, U. And I'm on speakerphone, and my wife says Uranus, so not thinking I say U as in Uranus. And there is a pause, and the rep starts laughing and says, well, that's a new one. And I finish my confirmation number. Then the rep says, an appropriate word for you is uniform. Too long, didn't read. Wife blurted IU for Uranus, and I said it to the Delta representative. Not so bad, at least he took it with humor. It could have been a lot worse. Thankfully the rep was understanding, and worked with us. But you know how some people are, man shrugging. At least nobody said Q as in cucumber or K as in night, haha. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, you should learn the International Phonetic Alphabet. I don't get it. It's not the common word for you, but that's it. I don't see anything wrong in saying the name of a planet. Could be the pronunciation that makes it funny. Where I live it's said like Uranus. As a child I always said Uranus. Never heard Uranus until I was an adult. Be honest, you said both of these words out loud to tell the difference. Today I fucked up by borrowing neighbor's shower, mobile, long-time lurker, etc. etc. I live in SoCal, and today around 6 p.m. my neighborhood blacked out and I was left with no Wi-Fi and no electricity. Checked SDGE website and it says it's because of the raging forest fires. SDGE estimate power will return around midnight. I have no emergency lights except for the flashlight on my phone. 15% battery. My laptop was thankfully fully charged. I'm a graduate student with a paper due at 11 p.m. and a Zoom job interview with a corp. Europe at 2 a.m. Due to COVID there are no public seating with free Wi-Fi. I was kinda screwed. I packed my bags and drove to fast food that offered free Wi-Fi near me. Sat in car and with minimal dim light from my shitty 1998 car worked on my paper for a good hour or two. Sadly the internet connection was too slow for some of the research I needed to do for the paper, and my shitty third-party mobile carrier hotspot also couldn't do the job. At this point I was sweaty, frustrated and my eyes were tired. Check SDGE website again and affected residents of my area went from 3,000 to 300. Estimate time of complete repair was pushed back to 4 a.m. I drove home hoping to see my electricity has recovered. Turns out half of the apt complex in my community recovered and half didn't. Mine fell in the latter half. Ironically, the apartments literally one walkway across from mine were all lit up as if rubbing it in my face. At this point it was 8:30 to 9 p.m.-ish. I decided to seek help from a neighbor. I recall a certain apt often partied or watched TV until late night and they seemed like local college students. I knocked on said apt and a girl probably in early 20s answered in her PJs. I explained my dilemma and asked if I can borrow her Wi-Fi and her shower, and if I can do my Zoom interview at 2 a.m. in her apt. She said no probs and I got set up in her living room. Finished paper in time, finished readings for class next day, and when all is said and done it's after midnight. I've barely said a word to the girl. She was doing her own stuff in her room and clearly not interested in striking up a convo. I knocked on her door and asked if it's okay for me to use shower and if I can borrow a towel and her shampoo and body wash. BC I forgot to pack a towel and etc. When I left my apt and I was too tired to walk back, she said yes and gave me a towel and told me to use bathroom in master bedroom. her bedroom, cause the one in the hallway has a broken shower head and bathtub is filthy. She took her laptop and charger out to living room and I hopped into shower. I noticed there were man and woman shampoo and body wash in the shower, so I figured she probably lives with her BF but didn't think much. My hair was so oily and sweaty I decided to wash it a second time after washing my hair and body. As I finished soaping up my hair, I hear the bathroom door slam open and seconds later the curtain pulled aside. A burly dude stood there and I could immediately smell booze on his breath. His girlfriend was pulling at his arm and yelling at him to stop. He punched me hard in the face. I crumpled into the bathtub and he kept punching me as I curled into fetal position. Soap was in my eyes and I felt like I was in hell. After forever it finally stopped and he sat on the toilet. He told me to get out and I threw on my old sweaty clothes, scrambled to get everything and stumbled back to my apt. Lights were still out. Checked time was around 1 AM. I looked at myself through my phone camera and saw that my face looked bruised and yucky, def not fit for interview in an hour. I felt defeated, sat in my dark apt and cried, emailed European Corp and asked if they could reschedule me to another day. I have an emergency and can't make the 2 AM meeting. They didn't get back to me in time before 2 AM and I was too ashamed to log on. Power came back on around 3 AM. And I'm writing on Reddit to distract myself from an inescapable sense of desperation and depression. Too long didn't read. Power went out in my apt BC of fire, borrowed neighbor's Wi-Fi and shower for schoolwork and to prep for late night interview, got punched bloody by neighbor's BF and had to skip out on my interview. Edit, just to respond to some comments. 1. I am not originally American and my English is not the best. Sorry about that. 2. I didn't call police because I see on TV the police overreact and always end up killing someone. The man was not Caucasian so I did not want to call police. 3. I'm too poor to sue anyone or go to hospital. I also don't have time to because of schoolwork and now I need to submit more apps to get a job. 4. I don't know what the girl told her BF or what he was thinking. They have not yet contacted me after that incident. If that's true, file an assault charge. You were assaulted. You should 100% press charges against the dude. Get some evidence that you were permitted in the apartment by the neighbor lady before you notify the drunken buffoon or the police. Explain the situation to your recruiter. It's not like you have anything to lose now. I'm no lawyer but I think you should sue the life out of him. Guy was probably an insecure alcoholic fuck. Today I fucked up by letting my dog take advantage of my messed up COVID sleep schedule. So the biggest way that the burning trash can fire of COVID/Trump/the general decay of the world in general has affected me is my sleep. I'm currently unemployed, single, and live alone with my dog and 2 cats. For whatever reason, my sleep has been all over the place for the past few months. I'm talking staying up for 48 hours with no apparent purpose, intermittent sleeping which basically means random 2 to 3 hour naps on my sofa, and basically rarely sleeping in my bed anymore. I wish I could explain it, but I can't. Anyway, my 65-pound Scooby of a dog has not let my sleep schedule affect him, with the exception of frequently benefiting from long off-leash jaunts in the park because now I'm usually, still, awake early during off-leash hours since I am a vampire and don't sleep at night anymore. He still sleeps during normal hours, although until recently has stayed in the living room with me. I decided this week that enough was enough and I needed to try to sleep train myself back to normalcy. So last night I went into my bedroom around 1 AM with every intention of going to bed. However, I discovered said 65-pound Scuba sprawled out in the middle of the bed, head on the pillow, legs splayed out and snoring loudly. Apparently he realized that with mom sleeping at odd hours and typically on the sofa, the bed was his for the taking. I'm a petite woman, and I did everything to try to scooch him over, encourage him to move at least a couple inches so I could squeeze in next to him, but to no avail. He was completely snoozed and was not going to surrender his newfound comfort for anything. So guess who slept on the sofa again last night? Too long didn't read. I got so used to sleeping on the sofa during COVID that my dog commandeered my bed. It's not your bed anymore, it's the dog's. Obviously the only solution is to get a queen-sized bunk bed. I won't lie, my dog does this too. Typically if I'm late to bed or during the day, you just have to get in bed sooner than he does. I feel this. I had this weird thing I'd do where I'd lay down to sleep then give up and do whatever for like 3 hours and my cat noticed. So now that my sleep schedule is somewhat fixed when I lay down for sleep my cat pesters me cause she expects me to get up and play with her. I believe this is called insomnia and so many of us have it.